The Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 9th discourse. The discussion is on the highest secret and highest science. Lord Krishna explained to Arjuna his own state of being the highest reality. His presence does everything, and his nature, lower nature is, which is unmanifested, manifests everything. And again, all these creatures, by the force of that nature, they get manifested, and again they disappear in the source, that is the nature of the Absolute. That is what Lord Krishna told to Arjuna. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetun anena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. Yesterday we saw this under me as the supervisor. Nature produces this. Moving and unmoving becomes of this. Because of this, O Arjuna, the world revolves. Everything is moving. Everything is changing. This is what we saw. And we saw that God is never concerned with the creative process or with the creation or dissolution. He is ever indifferent towards all this. Then the question came, if he has no concern, he has no purpose, no aim and object, he is not at all involved in it, then why does he create all this? So the answer is what we saw yesterday. Answer is, don't ask such silly questions. These questions are not to be put. The subordinates cannot ask any question. The purpose or method of doing or anything about the boss. He is all in all. Whatever he does or doesn't do anything, that is not your concern. Such questions should not be put. They are called prohibited questions. Ati prashna. There is no answer to it. So such questions should not be raised. Now Lord says, avajananti mam mudha manusim tanumasitam param bhava majanato najananto mama bhuta maheshwaram param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. The fools, ignorant persons, only find fault with my pure nature, just as a man with jaundiced eyes finds all objects to be yellow because of his faulty eyes. Fools disgraced me, clad in human form, not knowing my higher being as the great Lord of all beings. The fools only find fault with my pure nature, just as a man with jaundiced eyes finds all objects to be yellow. The man who is suffering from fever finds even milk as bitter as the essence of neem. Neem, the bittermost fruit or the tree. Its the barks of the tree, its flowers, its leaves and fruits, everything is bitter. And one who has lost his taste, he even feels bitter, the pure sweet milk. So also, one who has lost his knowledge, understanding power, he finds fault with my nature. Those who wish to behold me by means of the physical eyes cannot know me, because physical eyes, that means the physical senses, they are, eyes means all the senses. They are faulty, they are limited, they are haphazard, they are so restless, they cannot remain steady on any object for a longer period. So they cannot collect the real information of the object. That's how the senses are always faulty. If anyone takes the mirage for the Ganga, can he find any water there? He sees water flow in the mirage. Can he get some water to appease his thirst? Never, because the vision is wrong. So also, the foolish people cannot understand me by seeing me as a human body, by their gross eyes, which are faulty. They don't know my real nature. Fools who do not have discrimination and right understanding despise me. Dwelling in the human form, I have taken this body to bless my devotees. These fools have no knowledge of my higher being. They do not know that I am the great Lord, the Supreme Self, the luminous, omniscient, pure, ever free, immortal, wise, the Self of all, these fools take me for an ordinary mortal and despise me always. The wise know both my transcendental nature and the glory of my manifestation. In the story of Lord Krishna, who explains all these great signs to Arjuna in the midst of battlefield, he was seen by everybody as a human being. For ordinary beings, he was a human being. And everybody knows he took birth in the prison, and out of fear of Kansa, the ruler, he somehow by black magic, he escaped from the prison, and he was growing, he was taken care by the cowherd king, and everybody knows by his black magic power, he of course did something extraordinary, but nobody accepted him as the Supremo. Very few understood his higher nature and his sports meaningless, yet it is meaningful for the devotees, so that they will go on chanting his name and his behavioral, the drama, so that they will be purified by remembering his stories. That was the purpose of gross body of the Lord. But nobody could understand this because of impure mind. Shishupal, everybody knows, he used to abuse him. And Lord gave him chance and warned him, you are given chance up to 100 abuses. Beyond that, you will be punished. But yet he didn't come to sense, and he was killed by the Lord. Similarly, Kansa was afraid of him, and he was also killed by Lord Krishna. And the most funny story, you know, the son of Dronacharya, Ashwatthama, he did penance, very hard penance, to get the boon to destroy the Pandavas, because he was friend to Duryodhana, and as per the evil plans of Duryodhana, he was influenced, and he took a vow, I shall root out Pandav's family. And he went to the jungle, did very terrific penance to achieve some power, and he was always worshipping the highest truth. He must come in some form, but all the time Lord Krishna appeared before him. When his penance was up to some limit successful, then Lord Krishna appeared before him. Then out of hatred, Aswathama denied him. Who are you? Why you have come before me? I don't want you. I don't call you. Why did you come here? Lord Krishna says, my dear Aswathama, I am the Supremo to whom you are wanting to see and get boons. I am that only. You don't understand me. No, no, I cannot accept you. Get out from my sight. So he disappeared. It happened thrice. And third time, when Lord Krishna appeared before him, so he was bound to accept him because nobody comes but Krishna comes before him. So he had to accept, yes, okay, if you are the Supremo, then can you grant me my wish? Can you fulfill my wish? Of course, I have come for that only. I have to grant you your fulfillment of the wish. Come on, ask me. But you should be in sense. You should ask me something sensible, not senseless. No, I know you will put some conditions. If you want to fulfill my desire, then come on, or else go your way. Aswathama challenged him. Lord said, okay, come on, ask me what you want. Oh Krishna, I want your disc, Sudarshan Chakra. Achha?
Yes.
So Lord Krishna said, my dear, you are not fit to hold it. Why are you ruining your power of penance? Ask something else, what is suitable to you. I am ready to give it, but you cannot hold it. No, I know you are a trickster. You will always escape, and you are a very great cheat. I know. And you come all the time before me saying you are the Supremo, the Supreme Truth. And now you are tricking me. Come on, will you give me the disc or not? For that only I have done so much penance. Lord Krishna tried to explain him, don't misuse your power. You will repent. No, I want that. He was stubborn. So Lord Krishna said, okay, you take this, I am keeping the disc here, you can take it. Because he knows he cannot hold it. So he kept the Sudarshan Chakra on the ground and allowed Aswathama to take it, raise it, hold it. Aswathama tried his level best, just as Ravana and others could not move an inch that Sivadhanush. Yes, similarly Aswathama could not raise it even a millimeter from ground. He had to vomit blood. He could not move it this side, that side. Forget about holding it and using it. Then only he recognized, oh, I was a fool. I have lost my power of penance. He lost it. Once asked, when it is granted, if you cannot use your boon in right way, it is lost. In the same way, many times Lord Krishna tried to explain his superiority to many, but many people didn't accept it. Similarly, when Duryodhana tried to disobey Krishna, Lord Krishna consoled him, tried to convince him, my dear, obey what I say. For sake of peace, don't try to plunge into battle. But he didn't hear him. And in the end, because Lord Krishna didn't hear him, so he wanted to catch him and arrest him. Duryodhana wanted to arrest Lord Krishna. And when he wanted to arrest him, then Lord showed his Vishwarupa, and they were bewildered what to do, what not to do. They closed their eyes, they could not see the form. Then only they came to sense, oh, this is a magician. In many cases it happened. Ordinary folks, they could not accept Lord Krishna to be all-pervading, omniscient, omnipotent truth. That is what is explaining my superior nature is not known to all these foolish beings. They think I am a human-bodied person. I pervade permit and interpenetrate the universe. I pervade all out and I permit and I interpenetrate the universe. I am the universe. I am the support of this world, body, mind, life force, and the senses, and yet there are some miserable fools who say that I do not exist. I do not exist. There is thus not a place anywhere where I am not, and yet these people are not able to see me. Look at the misfortune of these people. Pitiable is their lot. I cannot help. I try to help everyone, but nobody accepts my help. Though I again and again try to show that I am the all-pervading God, nobody accepts me. In this way, he explained Arjuna, "O Arjuna, people think me I am a human being. But these foolish beings, they don't understand that I am the supermost authority. Mogha sa mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasi masurim jaiva prakritim mohinim sritaha." What can I do? These people, they hope for something in vain. Mogha karmano, they do something to achieve something in vain, they get nothing. Mogha jnana vijetasaha, they have no intellectual power and they have perfected intellect. They think Rakshasi Masurim Jaiva Prakritim Mohinim Sritaha. Because of force of my lower nature, it is so powerful, it deludes everyone. Being forced by the deluding power of my nature, these poor fellows, they possess the qualities of the demons, and they don't understand. They possess the qualities negative. They don't see my reality. Of vain hopes, of vain actions, of vain knowledge, and senseless, they verily are possessed of the deceitful nature of demons and undivine beings. They are deluded, they don't understand my real nature. They entertain vain hopes. We will achieve this and that. They plan for nothing. For there can be no hope in perishable forms. All the names and forms, they are subject to decay. They are perishable. So how can you get something out of these objects? It is vain hope, because they run after transient objects and miss the eternal. There is a saying in Sanskrit, जो ध्रुवाणी परित्यज्य अध्रुवम निसेवते ध्रुवाणी तस्य नश्यन्ति अध्रुवम नष्टमेव हि. One who doesn't accept the object which is obtained, which is with them, they don't accept it, and they go for something which is not there. They plan for something to get which is not available to them. They hope for that unthinkable objects, perishable objects. So they lose this and they lose that also. Dhruvani tasya nasyanti adhruvam nashtamevahi. Whatever is achieved, if you don't accept it and you hope for something which is not there with you, then this obtained object is lost because you have rejected it. And the unseen, unknown object, of course, it is just as lost object because there is no certainty. In this way, the ordinary beings, because of deluded in the force of Maya, they don't understand my reality which is available to everyone, in all conditions. They don't accept my reality and they go for something else, so they lose that also. They miss the eternal and they miss the so-called perishable objects. Though they get it for a moment, they lose it the next moment. It is vain actions because it is not performed by them as sacrifice unto the Lord. The Agnihotra, a ritual, and other actions performed by them, these daily yajnas performed by them, fruitless. They don't get any result out of this because they insult the Lord. They don't accept the unseen truth and they go for some desires, so nothing they obtain. They are senseless, they have no discrimination, they have no idea of the eternal self. They worship their body only. They behold no self beyond the body. They neglect their own self. They do atrocious crimes and cruel actions. They rob others' property and murder people. They partake of the nature of the demons and the undivine beings. They say, who knows what happens to this body after death? So as long as this body is there, let us eat, drink and make merry. Rinam kritva gritam pivet javat jivet sukham jivet. As long as this body is there, let us enjoy by drinking and eating and making merry. Who knows what happens to this body after death? This is now available. Let us enjoy it. This is how the foolish people behold The Rakshasas are tamasic and the asuras are rajasic. Prakriti means here swabhava, one's own nature. They see the external human body only. They have no knowledge of the self. That means they don't know the inner subtle body, the self. They see the outer body only and they go on worshipping it. Similarly, they don't see my inner self, they see my human body and they mistake me. They have no knowledge of the self that dwells within the body. They do not behold God in the universe. They live for eating and drinking only. He who entertains hope and getting the rewards of action through mere karma alone, without the grace of the Lord, is one of empty hope and empty deed. Karmas are insensate. They cannot give rewards independently. They are relative. The omniscient Lord who knows the relationship between karmas and their fruits can dispense them. He who has obtained knowledge from books which do not admit of the existence of the self and which do not speak of the self is one of empty knowledge. This will not give any reward. That knowledge obtained through the study of the spiritual books which treat of Brahman alone can give the reward. That means Sat Shastra. If you can go through Sattvic scriptures who give you the way to attain the highest truth, that will be fruitful, and one who goes through all these worldly book knowledge, they get nothing in the life. Can you produce your engineering certificate before the Lord of Death when he tries to punish you for your bad actions? Can you say, I am an engineer, look at my certificate, I am not an ordinary being. You cannot punish me like that. I was chief engineer. I was the director of engineering section. What do you think of me? This argument will not do there. In this way, Lord explains the attitude of foolish people, understanding of foolish people, senseless and rajasic and tamasic people who don't understand the reality and they are subject to miseries, sufferings and all the cycle of birth and death, they go and they suffer eternally. On the other hand, one who knows me, what happens to them? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritimāsritaha bhajantyānanya manaso jnatva bhutadi abhyayam. On the other hand, but the great souls, O Arjuna, partaking of my divine nature, worship me with a single mind, with a mind devoted to nothing else but me. Knowledge, knowing me as the imperishable source of beings. They hold me, they worship me with single mind, one-pointed mind. They know my true nature. Jnatva bhutadim abhyayam. Jnatva bhutadim abhyayam. There is another interpretation. Knowing me to be the source of the origin of beings and imperishable. Here he says, knowing my divine nature, they worship me with a single mind. Knowing me as the imperishable source of beings. Another interpretation is, there is knowing me to be the source of or the origin of beings and imperishable truth. Jnatva bhutadim abhyayam. Bhuta adim, I am the source of all these bhutas, panchabhutas, and I am the imperishable. They know me in true sense. Daivim prakritim mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim asritaha. The divine or sattvic nature, those who are endowed with divine nature and who possess self-restraint, mercy, faith, purity, etc. They are called Daivim Prakritim Asritaha, who have Asrita, who have support of the divine qualities. Daivim Prakritim Asritaha, who are supported with divine qualities. They know me in real sense. Mahatmana are the higher souls, high-souled ones, those whose pure minds have been made by me as my special abode. I abide in the pure heart. So does he mean to say he is not present in the impure beings? Then what happens to that declaration? I abide in all beings. Yes. Is it not contradictory to it? Here he says, I abide in pure heart. That is my abode. How do you understand it? You see, the president lives all the time in president's house, isn't it? But sometimes he goes for tours. He makes some camps somewhere, wherever he, it is his office. Anything can be done by him, anywhere, in any condition. There is no day nor night. There is no office or out of office. Everywhere he is capable of doing everything. His office is everywhere. Wherever he is, it is his office. Similarly, this all-pervading truth, it is of course present in all the beings, even in the impure most soul's heart. He abides. That's how afterwards we'll see he promises. Apiched suduracharaha. Even the greatest sinner comes before me, I wash out all his sins in a twinkling of an eye. He becomes the greatest Mahatma. The bright example is Valmiki. A murderer becomes the all-knower, Sarvagya. This is how he assures, and he says also, I abide everywhere, but mostly I abide in a pure mind, pure heart. You see, I have 10 rooms. One is office room, one is bedroom, one is resting room, meeting room, and other is dining room. Where do I dwell? I always dwell in my bedroom, my inner chamber. But at the time of need, I come to the office room also. At the time of meeting people, I come to the meeting room also. At the dining time, I go to the dining hall. That doesn't mean I don't exist in dining hall or elsewhere. Wherever there is need, I appear there. My presence is always there. Similarly, Lord says, once our Narad was searching for Narayan, and somehow he came to meet him and asked, Oh my great Lord, where do you really abide? Where you are always found to be? What is your permanent liked place, choiceable place? Where do you abide most of the time? So the Lord says, wherever is my name, I am present there. Madhvakta yatra gayanti tatra tisthami narada. Wherever the people chant my name, my glories, I always abide there. And some other time, same Narad asked Lord Vishnu, O great one, where do you really abide? Do you always abide in the ocean, in the bed of the snake, or you abide in Vaikuntha, that is your abode also, or do you abide in Vrindavan or Ajodhya? They are also your abodes. So where do you abide? Can you tell me some permanent place? Lord says, the ocean is my devotees' tears. I always abide in the tears of my devotees. That is my ocean, and I am ever present there. भक्तनों की जो प्रेम के आंसू, तिनक मुलक में न मोल न तोल. A drop of water in the eyes of devotees, brought out by love and ecstasy for Lord, that is heavier, more valuable than the wealth of the three worlds. That is uncomparable, unparalleled. That is what Lord says. So He abides everywhere. Just as you like a clean and what is that? AC room, clean and neat, and you can rest according to your satisfaction. You like that room most. Nobody likes a dirty, haphazard room. Similarly, the God always likes the puremost heart. That is easier for Him to abide. That is pleasant for Him. Of course, He is all-pervading, but mostly He is found in a puremost heart. I dwell in the pure minds of the high-souled ones. They have sincere devotion to me. Those who possess divine sattvic nature, who are endowed with pure mind and who have knowledge of the self, are Mahatmas. They are called Mahatmas. Mahatmanastu mam partha. The great Mahatmas, they, having supported with divine qualities, they always think of me, worship of me, and they know I am the Lord of Lords. I am the source of all beings, all the universes. Bhutas, all living beings, as well as the five elements also. In this way, he explained the conditions of ignorant persons deluded by Lord's nature and the opposite of it, the conditions of the great devotees supported by divine qualities. They know the Lord to be the supremo of all. They know Him in true sense. So tomorrow we shall see further Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. And these good people, these Mahatmas, these divine qualified people, what do? What is their routine work? How do they pass time and their life? They are always close to me. They are always engaged in worshipping me, thinking of me, worshipping me, and never divert from the worship of me by every way. This we shall see tomorrow. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Sachidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.